Sie sind der Headliner des Rock Hard Festivals 2014, one of Bay Area's finest, Testament, Eric Peterson.
Hello.
Hey, Eric.
How you doing?
You filled in on the very last second for this Rock Hard Festival. Did you have to prepare, or were you in the live mode anyway?
Well, basically, we're at home working on a new record, so we weren't really in concert mode. Kind of at home, just working on new ideas, and Gene is on tour with Dark Angel over in Europe, so we didn't get to rehearse for this. We haven't played together for 3 months, so I can't promise what's going to happen. We all played along to the DVD that we have, so hopefully that will suffice.
In Germany, we say Mut zur Lücke.
Mut zur Lücke.
Mut zur Lücke, which means like
drink more liquor.
You're brave enough to improvise.
With liquor, yeah.
Okay. You played here at the Rock Hard Festival before a couple of years ago.
Yep.
What's your impression from that time?
We had a really good time. I remember this backstage, in the stage. We came here last time. Alex couldn't do the show, and we didn't want to get another guitar player, so I kind of did all the guitars myself that day. It was super loud, I remember that, but it was fun.
So do you like the location in general?
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah. Need some water slides back here or something, you know? Wet t-shirt contest or something. I could be a judge.
So talking about the new record, so can we expect the new one in 2014, or will it take longer?
Well, I think it'll probably be out in 2015. Just for the fact of setting the record up and getting it all right. I mean, 2015 is right around the corner.
Right.
So by the time we get in the studio, it'll be later in the year, mixing it, getting it right. So I would say early 2015 is what I'm shooting for. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. And Greg Christian left the band beginning of this year. What's the reason for that? Why did he leave again?
Well, I'll just say this. It was just time.
Don't be too diplomatic, Just tell us the blatant truth.
Yeah, I mean, Greg basically, I think, was struggling in his mind with what he was doing. And he just seemed very unhappy on tour. And he had a lot of different reasons. He can only describe that. But he just seemed very unhappy, and we just let him go. Like, okay, you're unhappy, then go. Because it was a lot of tours where he was unhappy. That's all I can really say about that,
Okay.
So, Steve DiGiorgio came on board for the Soundwave tour we did in Australia. And, Steve DiGiorgio is great. We haven't played with him for a while, but it's awesome.
There's this term, the Big Four. But to me, it's stupid. It has to be the Big Six, including Exodus and, of course, Testament. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, we keep adding numbers to it, I think. The Big 10, the Big 5, the Big 4, whatever. I mean, it was the Big 5 for the last 4 years to everybody, like, oh, you guys should be, and then I was like, that kind of makes sense because it's like a pentagram then,
Right.
But now everybody's saying Exodus. Depends on when you're talking about who.
Which era?
What time. I mean, Exodus to me, was better than everybody at one point. And we were a new band, and then it depends on what stage you're talking about, because every band has what they're doing, but it makes sense for the Big Four because they were like over the globe, they were the bands that kind of were the first at this kind of music. Mm-hmm. Testament was definitely there, but we were, still back a little bit. We were, we're kind of rising anew. Have we done better than Exodus at some point? And yeah, sure, but if there was a 6, I guess that would be it, We'll make the new Big Four. It would be Testament, Exodus, Creator, Overkill. There you go.
Okay.
New kids on the block.